So, if I said, name the two Marvel characters that were created after the inspiration of going to Ellis Island, could you do it? If you said Cloak and Dagger, you'd be correct. Cloak and Dagger made their first appearance in Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 64 in December of 1981. They were created by writer Bill Manslow and artist Ed Hannigan. In their premiere issue, we run into the two characters chasing down a drug experimenter who's running from the two newest vigilantes in the Marvel Universe, Cloak and Dagger. Now, the two get into a fight with Spidey, as everyone did because it was the 80s and it's like comic book 101 where everyone has to get in a fight with the main star of the book. But using their powers, they were actually able to take Spidey out for a couple of seconds and kill the experimenter. Spidey actually winds up tracking them down to their hideout where he sees they've taken a whole bunch of other drug dealers and they're about to them as well. As Spidey fights with the two, Cloak's dark force scares the drug dealers and they all just jump out of a window to their doom, telling Spidey that they were done for now. The two characters from here would pop up from time to time, pulling back their, we'll say, bloodlust, actually becoming mainstays of the Marvel Universe and Spider-Man's allies. We later learned that the two are Tandy and Tyrone. Tyrone's cloak pretty much has a mind of its own, letting him teleport and drag people into it, into what he calls the Dark Force dimension. Tandy uses her light daggers, which drain anyone hit with them of their vitality. Spider-Man was only able to get away with getting hit by one of these daggers because, well, he's Spider-Man. We also learned that the two got their powers after being injected with a mutated version of heroin. I swear, if that thing the most 80s way to get a power. Bill Mantlo said that the idea of the characters came to him after he went on a visit to Ellis Island, and he said the energy of the island just came to him. He saw the two characters' origin and powers, seeing the light and dark of the island. The two have been mainstays of the Marvel's universe for years, pretty much being on every team out there, from the X-Men to the Avengers to the Defenders to the New Warriors to the Champions, you name it, they've been on that team at least once. They even had their own MCU adjacent show, Cloak and Dagger, that ran on Freeform for about 2, maybe 3 years. Which was interesting because in this version, Tyrone, who in the comics actually came from a poor background, came from a more well-off background, and Tandy, who was actually rich, or from a rich background in the original comic, came from a more poor background. The show starred Aubrey Joseph as Cloak and Olivia Holt as Dagger. The two characters almost had their own movie as well, dating back as far as 2001. And when Marvel first made their deal with Paramount to start doing their own, movies and universe with Iron Man, Cloak and Dagger were actually in that deal to get their own movie. So you tell me, are you fans of the Marvel superheroes with the power of the Dark Force and the power of the Light Force?